Today, we're diving into an invisible weapon that's causing some seriously strange things to happen, like cars suddenly appearing in the middle of the desert and airplanes jumping across borders. And what's wild is, it's a weapon that turns the technology we all use every single day against us, our GPS.
Okay, so let's get right into it. It all starts with this bizarre mystery that's unfolding right now in the Middle East, where all of a sudden technology just started to lie on a massive scale.
I mean, really think about that for a second. You glance down at your phone for directions, but that little blue dot, it's not where you are. And it's not just off by a few feet, it's in a totally different country. This isn't some sci-fi movie plot, this is actually happening.
So it all started with drivers in Dubai. They're in these high-tech Teslas, which have some of the most advanced navigation on the planet, and suddenly their screens are showing them stranded hundreds of kilometers away, right in the middle of the Arabian desert. All while they're just, driving on regular city streets.
And it wasn't just cars. It gets weirder. Out in the Arabian Gulf, these enormous, 300-meter-long cargo ships started broadcasting their locations from deep inside the deserts of the UAE and Saudi Arabia. I mean, these are massive vessels that should be in the water, and suddenly the GPS says they're on dry land.
But this is where it gets really alarming. Flight trackers started showing commercial airliners making moves that are just physically impossible. 1 second, a plane with hundreds of people on board is over Sharjah, and the next, it's blinked instantaneously across the border into Oman. The trackers showed them flying these crazy zigzag patterns. Now at first, everyone just figured, oh, it must be a software glitch. It wasn't.
Nope, this was no glitch. What everyone was seeing were the effects of a very deliberate, very new strategy in the ongoing shadow war between Iran and Israel. It's a silent, invisible weapon, and it has turned the entire region's navigation system into a battlefield. It's called GPS spoofing.
So what is GPS spoofing exactly? Well, it's not just about blocking a signal. It's way more clever than that. It's an act of high-tech deception. An attacker broadcasts a fake GPS signal, one that looks totally legit, and it tricks your device into calculating the wrong time and the wrong location. And the craziest part? Your device thinks everything is working perfectly.
And here's the incredible irony in all of this. If you go back about 35 years, the US military used this brand new GPS technology to give them this huge, decisive advantage in the Gulf War. And now, that very same technology has been turned against itself. The weapon has become the target.
Okay, so to really understand how this invisible weapon works, we need to do a quick refresh on how your phone even knows where you are in the first place. How exactly do you hack our global compass?
Well, it's this really elegant concept called trilateration. You've got these satellites orbiting 20,000 kilometers above us. They're constantly beaming down a simple signal that basically just says what time it is. Your phone hears that signal, it checks its own clock, and calculates how long that signal took to travel. From there, it knows its distance from that one satellite, which creates this huge sphere of possible locations. Then, a signal from a second satellite narrows it down to just 2 points, and boom, a third signal pinpoints your exact location. And this, right here, this is the Achilles heel of the entire GPS system. By the time those satellite signals travel 20,000 kilometers to reach your phone, they are incredibly weak. We're talking fainter than the background radiation of the universe. It's like a tiny whisper from space. So a spoofer on the ground can easily overpower that whisper with a powerful shout, and your phone's receiver will always listen to the louder signal.
Now, it's really important to know the difference between spoofing and its dumber cousin, jamming. Jamming is just brute force. It's like blasting static on a radio channel. It blocks the real signal, sure, but your device knows it's lost and just stops working. Spoofing, though, that's way more sinister. It doesn't block the signal, it replaces it with a lie. Your GPS confidently tells you you're in one place when you're actually somewhere else entirely.
So you might be thinking, okay, this sounds like a military tactic, right? But how does it become a serious threat for all of us? Well, when you can manipulate the entire world's sense of location, the chaos spreads far, far beyond the battlefield.
And this is absolutely critical because GPS is just so deeply woven into our modern world in ways we don't even think about. For aviation, a plane's critical warning systems could silently fail. In finance, high-frequency stock trading depends on GPS for hyper-accurate timestamps. If you corrupt that signal, you could literally trigger a market crash. And yeah, all those apps we use every day, your Uber, your delivery services, they become completely useless.
So what we're looking at here isn't just some clever new tactic. It's a fundamental shift in what war even is. This is the dawn of a whole new generation of warfare.
And you know, the world actually got its first major wake-up call about this way back in 2011. Iran made this incredible claim that it had captured a top-secret American stealth drone, not by shooting it down, but by spoofing its GPS. They reportedly tricked the drone into thinking it was landing at its home base in Afghanistan, when in reality, it was touching down nice and gently on an Iranian runway. It was just a stunning, unbelievable demonstration of this weapon's power. And that's really the heart of it. The whole idea of a battlefield is expanding. It's not just on land or at sea or in the air anymore. It's happening now in the electromagnetic spectrum. The wars of the future, they're going to be fought not just with bullets and bombs, but with these invisible ways and manipulated data.
Which leaves us with a pretty unsettling final thought, right? Our entire modern society, we've built it on this system of location and time that we just implicitly trust every day. But it can be manipulated by forces we can't even see. So, in a war that's fought with invisible waves, are any of us truly off the battlefield?